evening! It's Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole! What separates our show from other Millennial news podcasts?
That we're looking forward to oligarch chili.
Ooh, I do love me some oligarch chili.
I've never had any, but I am enthusiastic, whatever.
It's going to be amazing. We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. Boomer Rex himself.
Yeah, good evening.
You two eat, sleep, and breathe politics and learning. Has three unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table. So it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's burn it all down Wednesday with Risen. But first, let's dig right into our headlines. Scientists grow plants in lunar dirt. What is going on?
I always try to find something interesting and good. And so Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin brought back a bunch of moon soil from Apollo 11. And so now, after the other experiments and so forth are through, they've given it to some folks to see if they can grow plants in it. And so what they planted was, oh, come on. Small flowering weeds. Something failed. Anyway, so they planted little plants, and they thale cress. And they planted them in the moon soil, and they all sprouted. But they were kind of stunted, or many of them were stunted. And they've even figured out why that is.
Lack of nutrients and biome.
That certainly isn't helping. But the older lunar soils that haven't been disturbed recently, they aren't new regolith, they've been out there and being baked and so forth. And part of that process makes the iron more available. And the plants don't like the iron. So anyway, so we can grow plants in lunar soil, and if we want to go out and dig up some fresh regolith, then they'd even be halfway healthy. So anyway, and you're right, we bring along some, but you have humans around for a while, you're going to have some biological waste and so that'd be kind of cool.
No, throw sod and all kinds of stuff in there. Get you some funguses, get you some viruses going. That'd be good.
Bring up a couple of pigeons. Pigeon poop is amazing for plants.
So I'm sure pigeon meat is good for plants too.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm talking
Little
about their
pigeon bones.
poop, and look at you talking about like just putting them into the fucking soil themselves. Jeez.
Yep.
Why are you bad?
Yeah.
Okay. Missile strikes push Russian-speaking Odessa's allegiance towards Ukraine.
So Odessa was one of those cities where the Russians genuinely expected to be met with bread and salt and wine, right? Long history of involvement with the Russians and so forth. But they've been shelling Odessa.
Oh.
And so now hundreds of buildings in Odessa have little Ukrainian flags on them. And people are not feeling real good about the Russians. So anyway, they have fucked it up. Again, it's what were they fucking thinking?
Man, it takes a lot.
I can bomb these people into submission and make them like me. No, that's not how it works.
That's the opposite of how that works, buddy.
Yeah. So
Man.
anyway.
It takes a lot to not yell out like 4 or 5 of the things I know you can do and food adulterants you can put in that'll do a human and be like, just give it to the Russians.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can even make it look like bread and salt and
yeah.
wine, especially the wine.
Oh, yeah, no. What? Alcohol will cover many a sin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you know how to mix drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's not like they're short of antifreeze.
Yep.
So, anyhow, just standard Russian dumb, right? It's a whole new category, Putin dumb.
Yeah.
Right? Just, fuck.
No, it's the autocratic dumb. It's the...
Yeah.
At best, at least monarchs understand, if you piss off all of the peasants on one day, they're going to come in your buildings and kill you. That's going to be what happens. I don't care. Oh, you've got a Praetorian Guard. It won't matter.
Yeah.
They're going to pour over the wall. Have you seen? Look, in hundreds of years, there'll be zombie movies, and they'll just pour over the wall. Yeah. If you make them angry enough. Humans are horrific.
Yep.
Agreed.
Love it.
All right.
Like a great ape with a Napoleon complex.
Videos reveal college neo-Nazis plan to bully women who race mix at parties. What the actual fuck?
Well, what
Bear mace
attracted
these
me about
motherfuckers.
this is it's a report from WGBH Boston.
Don't bear mace people.
Unless they are bullying and harassing you, then you have every right to bear mace them. Well, try to use people mace, but...
No, use the bear mace and try to do it someplace where there's no water.
I am contractually obligated to say don't do crimes the internet.
Yeah.
Or bring a gallon of milk. That way, like, you let them cough and whatever for a while, and then go, here you go. And then just walk away.
The only person I ever maced, and it wasn't me that maced him, it was my girlfriend, because he was being very aggressive, is the two of us then took him into the movie theater that we had just left and told the manager, hey, we're going to go wash this guy's eyes out in the men's room. And so anyway, we took him down, got his eyes all washed out, and left him there choking at the
Did he
sink.
at least apologize?
Oh, fuck no.
Then why did you fucking help him?
Because he was in real trouble.
Good. You should have called 911 and left him on the sidewalk. That's what I would have done.
Today I'm on.
NHI. Okay, like.
Yeah, there is some of that. Like, the choices we made did make millennials hard in a whole other way.
Well,
Yeah,
and not only that, but I also understand that women will not just mace you for funsies. Okay? That is, they are in imminent terror that you might hurt them or someone they are with.
You convinced them you're a threat.
You have convinced them beyond a doubt that you are dangerous. So you are aggressively polite, sir, and I respect you for that. However, in the future, you leave them to themselves.
Anyway. So anyway, this is the reason I was interested in this. This is a report from WGBH Boston about the Boston area.
Yeah.
Where they have these little neo-Nazi groups going, you know, if you're in college, you should be getting together with all the other guys on campus that think like you and circling all the frat parties and, you know, bullying the chicks that race mix and start dominating the party and take over the campus.
God damn it, Boston.
No Irishman is a friend of the oppressor.
No.
If you're fucking into your Irish side, end this shit, kill yourselves.
No. Fucking man.
No, fuck.
So, anyway.
How can you? God, fuck. I can't even wrap my brain around this.
Hope all you kids get swallowed.
Yep. No, this is why we women want abortions, because we don't want to be having your fucking gross Nazi babies.
It's part of the reason why I absolutely believe a woman's right is sacrosanct to do that, so I can throw the whole problem of these shitheads on women and be like, stop fucking breeding with them.
All right. Anyway, there's been a huge uptick in various, you know, racially or ethnically oriented crimes and so forth. So, and Boston was not immune.
No one is immune. Even it's what annoys me about their French with their nonsense about being immune to fascism. Like, bitch, it's like those idiots that say, I'm immune to commercials. Literally, science says they are twice as affected by commercials. They are exactly who sees a Taco Bell ad and goes, we should get Taco Bell.
And have you looked at Maureen Le Pen?
Fucking Tom.
So, anyway.
All right. Bus driver slammed on the brakes and took kids back to school. Why? What
The
is
usual
this?
reason. Based on where they live.
I don't know what this bitch was thinking. They were speaking Spanish, so she slammed on the brakes and took them back to school rather than delivering them where her fucking bus was supposed to deliver them.
Did you think they were MS-13? God damn, you dumb lady.
Yeah. So anyway.
What grade are we talking?
12, 13-year-old. Right, so...
So they could have been taking Spanish lessons.
Yeah, but they can speak fucking whatever languages they
Yeah.
want.
What
I
is the
don't care
problem?
if they're talking Mandarin.
Yeah,
I don't care if they're talking Klingon, for
Well,
Christ's
but
fucking
apparently
sake.
the Spanish offended the bitch who was driving the bus.
Oh, I would have started shouting in Spanish at her. Fuck my life.
So anyway, the Yuma Elementary School District 1 has not confirmed or denied whether the driver is still employed.
Of course.
But claims the incident is under investigation for kidnapping.
Take her to court and request a translator so all of it can be done, so she gets to hear all of it in Spanish as well.
I love it.
If I was the mom waiting for my kids to come home,
Right?
and they don't show up and the bus doesn't come by,
That's
I
why
would
she
go
got-
to the cops and I would charge that woman with kidnapping.
That
That's
would
what
be
she
an
did.
appropriate charge.
Yeah.
She was supposed to take him one place
One
and
of
she
us would have
took
to
him
be talking
someplace
the other
else.
one out of... No, and here's why we can't have a bus rider rug in the living room. We can't skin another person. We'd have to move.
But the first one, no one will ever know about. We're just kidding. We haven't skinned anybody, you crazy. If you believe that, you're insane. Like, what?
I don't know. There's lots of empty desert out there.
Well, but that's not skinning somebody. That's just leaving them in the desert.
Depends if they have skin or not.
Whether they survive or not is less my problem, okay?
How did this become a weird...
It's Burn It Down Wednesday, all right? I am fired up.
Right.
I am fired up.
We're good.
Oh, God.
All right. BoomerX is about damn time. I need good news today.
So anyway, there's a video circulating of an attack by a white student on a student of, a minority student, right, where he choked him out, right?
Yeah.
And the school's description is, well, this was, just a physical confrontation between two students and yada, 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 yada.
When you come up behind somebody else and choke them out, first of all, you can kill them. Second of all, that is not a fight.
What happened to their zero?
I've seen the video. There's no excuse for what happened in the video.
Okay.
So anyway, the aggressor was suspended for 1 day and the victim was suspended for 3 days.
That sounds about right.
Well, this is standard, Texas bigot town justice.
No, that's standard across the board. I had stepsons who defended themselves and got more trouble than the person who aggressed and attacked them. So, yeah.
So at this point, the Change.org petition has 250,000 signatures. They pointed out that the aggressor is on the wrestling team and can be seen carrying out a very dangerous carotid restraint, etc., etc. Anyway, it's a physical altercation between two students, says Dr. Hunt, who's head of the school district. And some on social media have claimed white student's father ran for the school board and has connections. Local law enforcement is refusing to issue a police report. So, what's good news about this? Why is it about damn time? Is the school has had to abandon their Twitter account.
Yeah.
So, where they were publishing all this shit. So, once again, this is, Texas bigot town
people
central.
Just flow in and tell them to fuck themselves?
One certainly hopes so, and one hopes that any actual businesses and actual people who live in the town are making plans to go someplace else.
Yep.
And just leave them to sell their tires and
This was the shit in the 90s and early 2000s rural America that made them leave the first time.
Yep.
You want to know where your kids went to get away from this shit?
Yep.
All right, dumbass of the day, Republican dumbass roundup. Let's go.
Watch out.
So, you've got Republicans who are being asked about the dangers of white supremacism, and they're delivering themselves of nonsense like this. John Conran says, it's just a cop-out. I mean, trying to blame this on, it's violence committed by either criminal people or people who are deranged. And if people want to put that in a pigeonhole or a category, whether it's a hate, it just doesn't make it any less evil. No, it's fucking white supremacist shit, asshole. So let's see, what do we have? Ron Johnson says, I think it's awful. It's grotesquely divisive. And what is it the media is showing themselves for who we are? And who are the advocates for the radical left and just trying to cover up for Biden? No. We're pointing out that fucking white supremacists managed to get 10 people killed.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, shithead.
Yeah.
And we see gangs, we see cyber threats. There's so many actually more threatening threats. No, there really isn't. White supremacist is a clear and present danger to the United States of America.
Yeah.
According to at least the FBI, DHS, everyone who is paid.
All the ones that were told they couldn't do it while Trump was in office.
Yeah.
But they
were told that in 2009 when they were coming out with the returning veterans are extra susceptible to recruitment by these groups. No shit.
But they published that.
Yes.
I have a copy of it.
I know, okay. I agree.
And so now Richard Burr, right, you can see him playing out the standard Fox News horse shit. So, can you find a lone actor? Didn't have to find a lone actor. I had a fucking active white supremacist, and we should have been surveilling the social platforms where that shit runs rampant, and we should be making arrests for people who are doing shit
well,
like
no. Let's be honest. There are people who watch these sites and who report on these sites. The fact is, it's being ignored. That's the problem.
That's partly true.
They are reporting and saying, look, we found this, we found that, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know about on this guy, but on several of these shitheads who should have hung themselves, they'd been reported to somebody, and I have a feeling if their last name had been Muhammad,
they wouldn't have gotten
rolled
the gun.
on them hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, versus like the San
But New
Bernardino
York had a
shooter who came
law
out of
that
nowhere.
would have allowed this one to be flagged.
Yeah.
Did they do it? No. So, anyway.
Bureaucracy is slow and dumb.
Yep.
All right. Angry Kathy Barnett supporters allege the election was rigged. And
I love it.
I think you need to
Let's go Republican
give
on
us
Republican.
Give us $1. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces. Click on our Patreon. Give us $1, and I'm going to make tonight's pregame show available to our dollar viewers. So you don't have to wait to the end of the month to hear my way to solve this problem.
All right. So anyway, Barnett was running in front of Oz, and then, of course, Trump called in to an Oz gathering, and Sean Hannity's been trying to help and so forth. But it's actually kind of interesting. They're suggesting that the election was rigged. In the final days of the Pennsylvania primary, the polls showed her with an 8-point advantage, which did not show up on Tuesday.
That's more interesting because that's the same number the generic poll shows.
Yeah.
So she was at generic enthusiasm or whatever.
Yeah. In any case, it's Republicans fighting Republicans, and you got to celebrate it. Just got to laugh.
The only way this is better is if we can sell them weapons or popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, weapons to them, popcorn to the audience.
Right.
All right,
Cigarettes.
Democrats took a very risky strategy. What is this?
So, Doug Mastriano won in the Pennsylvania GOP Senate primary. Mm-hmm. And there are a bunch of Democrats that are celebrating that because he is a lunatic. Right. I mean, he is just weird. But we actually did some things to make that a more likely outcome. And in fact, the Democratic candidate did a commercial where he attacked Mastriano, right, to try to help him make points with the rethugs. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we've decided this is the guy we want, and we'll see. In Pennsylvania, we got what we wanted, right? Mastriano was the Republican winner, and now we'll see how it goes. But he was the one we wanted, so good on us.
Fucking better be.
He's the one that we wanted to go up against.
Yeah, right, because he's crazy.
Yeah, super crazy.
Yeah, he's certifiable.
All right, well, let's hope he doesn't get into, what's he running for? Governor, Senate?
Senate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. That might have been a bad move, guys. But anyway, former Fox News reporter says it might be time to put people in jail for the network's racism. Oh, from the mouths of babes. Go.
So, anyway, a former insider from Fox says the network richly deserves the criticism it's getting for the primetime rhetoric talking about racist conspiracy theory and so forth that was cited in the 106-page manuscript. Carl Cameron spent 2 decades at Fox and was interviewed on MSNBC by Nicole Wallace. And he played clips of Fox News personalities, Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, of course. And the whole point is that what they were espousing, right, that white replacement nonsense was exactly what this idiot was committed to.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, at some point, we might want to
have
a hard look.
They're fucked. Oh, shit. Their crazy submarine is no longer a submarine.
True.
No, because
we got it on the surface.
The radicalization of these kids would drive them deep into the Reddit, deep into 4chans, into the weird spaces.
Yeah.
Right, not dark web, probably. Most of them weren't that into computers.
Right.
But the places most people don't ever run into. And so they're like the guy that shot Gabrielle Giffords and babbling about New World Order and we should go back to the gold standard and fluoride and all the really crazy shit that makes everyone go, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, just get away from that one.
They're stealing kids' adrenaline, you say? And now with QAnon, right, being a mainstream thing, or, right, we can fucking see it moving behind the curtain.
Yep, absolutely.
And like normal people can identify and go, oh, that's QAnon bullshit.
Yeah.
But that means they don't, right, dive as deep before they detonate.
Yeah.
Like they are.
So we'll have links back to the surface where we had Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, because this Fox News should have pushed them into the, right, Glenn Beck's, Alex Jones, some of the internet kids.
Rather than directly espousing.
Right, and then that drives them further on because the insano guests they have gives them the next rung down to...
Right, but Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham wanted to be the big motivators. Well, they have been. Now this is a public record.
Actually, I think it went the other way. I think it's the yoga influencers that are a big chunk of the Q movement. Right, at least the, like, that actually moves on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I think that the yoga kids and life coaches that are into that are putting on an air of professionalism that allows them to get closer and they sound normal, right? That we have congressmen who say crazier shit on Tucker Carlson than
that's true.
Fucking Chuck and Janie of, right, lunatic fitness.
Yeah.
Right? Gates talked about bringing fucking a date to hanging out with Tucker Carlson and his wife. It was like, you remember, right? On the fucking air. And it's the only time I've ever, like, felt anything, a twinge of something for Tucker Carlson. Because you could be like, you could just see he wanted to kill him with a coffee cup.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. No,
how dare you bring that up?
It was the tiniest of cracks in that confused little look he has.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You could see the eyes. It was real terror back there.
Oh, shit. They're going to interview me. Yeah, they really are. And they did.
The guy on his stage just pulled his mask off and he's glow-in-the-dark radioactive.
Yeah.
And you've been sitting here for like a while.
It's like when...
you guys were Eiffel Towering the truth in the green room.
Like that scene in Harry Potter where Voldemort rips their masks off and you can... That's what's happening.
I don't feel for him. This is fucking some chickens coming home to roost.
No, he fucking deserves it.
Right. They threw their lasso way out on the crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're fine with whatever they believed as long as they showed up and voted for the thing and hated the people they told them to hate it.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, I don't even think they cared, right? I don't think Boehner cared who the fuck you hated.
No.
He cared that the check cleared.
Yeah.
And that you voted.
Yeah. And maybe he wanted to see some customer data.
Yeah.
If the rumors are true.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but
I wouldn't doubt it, but anyway. All right. Updates with Boomer Rex climate weirding.
So I stumbled across a new wonderful health update.
What's that?
So the U.S. now has a case of monkeypox.
Yes.
We have no idea where it came from.
Well, a monkey.
So what?
A monkey.
Yeah, well.
Or
anyway.
Another person.
Shout
no
out.
recent travel. No link to the little pockets in the UK. We'll see.
I'm going to enjoy my imaginary world where there's wildly more pet monkeys everywhere.
Wait. Do we remember what the death rate is for monkeypox? Like
yes,
30%?
it's 10%.
10%.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But yay, it'll be more.
That's with good medical care. If you got a real...
If you get it going.
If you get it going, it'll be much higher than that.
Now, how
medical
do
system will collapse.
do we know how monkeypox moves from person to person?
Hopefully by biting racists if it's in Massachusetts.
Does it make you like rabid? Like you want to bite people?
I'm hoping the little outbreak monkeys
No,
get
it's
the
very
Nazi
similar to
that we were reading
smallpox.
about in the earlier bit. This is the one that got out of Massachusetts, right?
Is it like people breathe
it's-
on you?
It's relatively hard to spread from person to person. It requires close personal contact. So what the vector is, I don't know. So,
Whatever you do, the internet, if you get monkeypox, do not pop your pustules into things Nazis are going to drink.
right.
Do you get pustules with
I didn't.
monkeypox?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the picture
same
I
as,
saw.
as smallpox.
But they're big.
Yeah.
You could squirt each other with them.
Yeah.
All right, we might have to like get a bunch of canned food and just not go out for a while.
Yeah.
Like this makes me uncomfortable.
No, shut up. No, this is a good thing because it's coming.
Oh, the simple way to handle that is gel caps.
The first person who got it was a Nazi who got bit in the face by one of the little outbreak
Gel
monkeys.
caps?
Don't. It's a rake.
Yeah, anyway.
Abort, Risen, abort. No, he's just trying to lure you out to that loot Dropbox. And then he's gonna be like, aha, yeah, poop, it's in the gel caps. And then you're like, ah.
Only it's not. It's pus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Just trying to get her
He
to
had already
make the
gotten
earth
his
noise.
load out, and he's got the upgraded growth rifle.
Yeah. So
Now
anyway,
with new vomity tracers.
we'll move on to climate weirding. Southern plains and now extending into the southeast, we're setting, temperature records across the board every day. Right.
That's
Much warmer than it typically is this time of year. 15 to 25 degrees above climatology.
It's just God's
Damn.
love.
So, going to set new record highs
Fuck,
in
where's Pat
Dallas.
Robinson? He could blame this on the gay quilt.
You
Yeah.
know, there's actually a charity
It's
called
well.
God's Love We Deliver. That apparently God is definitely delivering.
We're expecting to set new record highs in Dallas, Atlanta, Memphis, Washington, New York, Philadelphia. So, anyway, to name some big ones.
Good luck, everybody.
The other half of this, we'll go back to New Mexico, which has been having all these fires. They have now moved from extreme to exceptional drought. Right, again, this is the worst drought in 1,200 years.
Yep.
And one of the features that drives the strength of the fire is called energy release component, right? It's a measure of the fire making capability, right? Minus the water content, which
preheated.
tends to cool it, right? Yes, our oven is preheated. So the energy release component values, the energy release component values are way above normal levels and are continuing to trend upward towards all-time highs.
Warm stuff burns better,
So-
you say.
Warm, dry stuff burns better. So, anyway.
No,
Hey, what are the levels of drought? So we go from no drought to what to what to what?
I don't know. There are lots of pictures.
2 sheep's worth of drought to a mega.
Exceptional drought is the worst one.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
Yes.
Is there anything beyond exceptional? Are we gonna have to start making up new fucking words?
Well, we might.
We won't. That would involve admitting there's a problem.
Yeah.
We'll just say super exceptional.
Yep.
Continuing exceptional.
Mm.
Exceptional exceptional.
All right, we ready?
No.
We excited? Burn it down Wednesday.
Sorry, I was listening to a better podcast. What
Oh.
you say? I know, we killed them already. It's fine. There aren't any more. Jesus, don't give me that look. No, I can still hear the screams. It's fine.
Better
Sorry, the internet.
podcast. I'm offended. Not really. There's.
Yeah. But you were saying.
All right. So, NBCNews.com has an article.
Oh, shit. Why you gotta start things at NBC?
It's not particularly long, but I was trying to do like a write up for it, and I was like, no, this is like everything. So anyway, I'm not good at writing like this. This is not my. Anyway, so it's called Wyoming Senator Booed for Gender Identity Remarks at Graduation.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Anyway.
And
sorry.
it is, it just says by Associated Press.
Yeah.
So I don't know who wrote
I see you, AP. OG press.
Senator Cynthia Loomis apologized after criticizing those who believe there are more than 2 sexes, male and female, during a University of Wyoming speech.
It was just so off the rails.
In Cheney, Wyoming, U.S. Senator Cynthia Loomis apologized Monday after getting booed and heckled for remarks she made on sexual identity during a University of Wyoming graduation speech. A first-term Republican from Deep Red, Wyoming, Loomis said in Saturday's speech in Laramie that human rights are derived from God, but that government seeks to redefine many of them. Theocratic much?
And I worse than that because I'll let you finish.
Even fundamental scientific truths, such as the existence of 2 sexes, male and female, are subject to challenge these days, Loomis said. She paused and smiled while many in the crowd responded with boos and heckling. And I challenge those of you, she continued. But she didn't complete that thought, saying, I'm not making a comment on the fact that there are people who transition between sexes. Loomis is a former congresswoman, state treasurer, and University of Wyoming graduate who's been prominent in Wyoming politics for decades, until now at least. She has been less outspoken than many Republicans who've made a major issue of gender and sex identity. The stir happened in a community known for murder of Gay University of Wyoming student Matthew Shepard in 1998, a watershed event in LGBTQ activism, a college town of about 32,000 people. Laramie leans left compared to the vast majority of Wyoming. So she thought she was speaking to her people when she was running her mouth about this.
And she thought she could do that at a university where people have had a little education.
Yeah.
That's one
and they
dumb
were
bitch.
aggressively not having any of it. Intersex members of our community who have diverse chromosomal makeup should be seen and recognized, leaders of the university's Student Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion said in a statement Monday. We deeply regret the harmful impact these words at our graduation ceremony may have had on those graduating as well as their families and friends.
Yeah.
Scientific research has cast doubt on a solid biological line between male and female.
Wow.
Loomis did not answer an emailed question Monday asking if she could cite published, peer-reviewed research showing the existence of two sexes as a fundamental biological truth. Silence.
She doesn't know what the words peer-reviewed mean. So
Loomis sought...
Or why it's important, which would be more important to me.
Yeah.
Loomis sought with her reference to the existence of two sexes to highlight that the metric of biological sex is being debated, she said in a statement.
They are going to fight hard. That part of the wall is a big chunk of the intelligent design garbage.
Yeah.
You see it recurrent with one of the ones where they had to write a letter to a fictional gay classmate to convert him.
Yeah.
It was to show them God's beautiful plan.
All right, we're almost done.
Yep.
I share the fundamental belief that women and men are equal, but also acknowledge that there are biological differences and circumstances in which these differences need to be recognized. That being said, it was never my intention to make anyone feel unwelcomed or disrespected, and for that, I apologize.
She's got good staff.
She's got
good instincts.
The school supports and celebrates its diverse communities that collectively make us the wonderful place we are, University President Ed Siddell said in a statement.
His staff, not so good.
It's worse. The first third of her speech was the standard full-bore Republican grievance screed.
Yeah.
Right. So she mentioned all of it, masks and vaccines and, just she thought she was talking to the ignorant. So.
Yeah, no, I think she was greatly surprised, and I think that her apology, whereas well written, is bullshit.
Of course
That's
it's bullshit.
my opinion. My opinion is her apology.
She intended to ingratiate herself with the hate mongers
Bingo.
that are the Republican Party.
That's the first half of it. The other is their ecosystem has functioned effectively as crowdsourcing for much longer.
Yeah.
Right. They steal, share, and borrow each other's fandoms by going on each other's things, by getting right. So, part of what I want to point out is she's from a scary group that talks a lot about they're redefining things and government's doing this and the stuff that you basically say they're going to hold a continental congress, which is why we should hold a continental congress. And that's the group you least want doing it. That's one of the things that they actually really seriously could do. Like someday you guys should check out the owner's manual. Yeah.
No, but women and people in general who believe and think like she is one of the many reasons I think we should burn it all down.
She doesn't believe any of what she said.
No, but that's the
problem.
problem.
She was preaching to the choir.
Stop. I don't care what she believes. I care what comes out of her stupid mouth.
That it was just as bad when it was, who's it's O'Donnell or whatever, the not a witch girl. Right, that for entirely too long. This is one of those ones the media always fucks up because they get lost in the both sides. Because neither side's getting served well by its political leadership.
Yeah.
Or its elected representatives.
Yeah, alliances. Yeah.
But one side isn't pushing crazy. One side isn't like, well, the planet's fucked. Let's start doing meth. That's batshit crazy. One side's trying to put Dr. Oz in charge. Dr. Oz says crazy things for a living.
Right. And he believes.
And it'll be the third fucking movie nitwit they get.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our next reason to burn it all down this Wednesday. So this article is from ComicSans.com. Texas dad nearly shoots own daughter during confrontation over son whipping black neighbor's door.
I thought it was the neighbor's daughter he nearly shot.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It was his daughter because his daughter was behind him.
Okay.
He grabbed his gun, doesn't know anything about gun safety, had it loaded, had a round in the chamber,
And
had
had
the
his finger on
safety
the
off,
trigger.
picked it up, had his finger on the trigger when he shouldn't have, and nearly shot his daughter. Anyway, this was written by Mackenzie Lynn Tozan, and it's very well written. Thank you, Mackenzie. A recent neighborhood altercation almost turned violent and even deadly in Texas this week. A 9-year-old showed up at a neighbor's house with a whip and began beating the door, which was recorded on the family's Ring camera. Now, there are 2 videos involved, and technically 3. The third one I have not seen. But the 2 videos that were available on this link, which I will share, they are very disturbing. The mother of the family, Carissa Nash, appeared at her front door and told the boy, "Little boy, you better get your ass up off my porch before I call the police, beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go."
I'm gonna have to say she should have taken the whip.
Extremely politely, without even opening the door all the way and stepping out onto the porch, which I totally would have done, and like he said, like Asshole said, grab the whip. She very politely told him, "Fuck off my property before I call the authorities."
Yeah.
And he, on his way out, I'll finish reading. Angered, the child left the porch and their property, but not before striking the whip against the family's car, leaving a large scratch on the side of the Audi, right? Audi.
Yep.
It's an Audi. These people have money and can afford a lawyer. What the fuck are you doing?
He's playing out his father's politics.
When Carissa Nash's husband, Dee, arrived at home after work, he looked at the car and went to discuss what happened with the neighbors while Carissa recorded their interaction. She later shared the video on Instagram. I watched this video. The interaction did not go well and turned out to be anything but civil, as the 9-year-old's father, Brian Thomas Burnson, demanded that Dee and Carissa Nash leave his property. Brunson also had walked out of his front door while holding a semi-automatic, claiming that it was necessary
All pistols are
given their history. He set it down on the porch, but when Dee attempted to continue to discuss the situation with him, now mind you, at this point, Dee is off his property and on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Dee attempted to continue to discuss the situation with him. Brunson picked up his gun and accidentally pulled the trigger. He almost shot himself as well as his young daughter, who was hiding behind him at the family's front door. The Nashes also pointed out that other families' stories weren't totally consistent and didn't add up. The father claimed his son was first looking for Nash's 13-year-old son, claiming the teen had beat up the 9-year-old. However, the 2 boys attend different schools, and the 13-year-old's classes ended 2 hours after the other boys, which meant he was still in class when the other boy was walking home and unable to beat him up. Later, the 9-year-old claimed to be at the Nash's front door because he was furious the Nash's daughter had fought back when he attempted to beat her up. When she didn't come out, the resulting incident ensued. Twitter was shocked at what happened and relieved the daughter was okay. It's a bunch of comments, blah, blah, blah.
Thoughts and prayers.
People are saying stuff like, this is disgusting, and just imagine if the daughter had opened the door, whatever. But
the internet, regrettably, is old enough to feel ways about things.
Yeah. As I recall, the second father was arrested at the end of this.
Yes, he got arrested on child endangerment or having something about the gun going
brandishing the gun or whatever. Yeah.
So again, this but the cops are refusing to do anything about it because the White family is going to be moving. So they said they just want to keep peace in the neighborhood until this family goes away. Now this family's going to be some other fucking neighborhood's problem. And maybe somebody dies next time because the cops won't do something now.
Well, and the other choice for this was I didn't know he actually did hit the car on the way out. I hadn't heard that bit. That makes the second dad awesome in this. The one who went over to talk to his neighbor about this problem with this fucking kid. Yeah. Like, that was all the adult shit I am bad at. Like, and what's the other choice? Bring the cops into it? That's hard.
No, and again, I watched the video. Dude was super polite. Said, hey, I just want to talk to you. I want to show you the videos. The neighbor has a video of him scratching the car. We have a video of him, whipping our door.
You and I got to talk because my insurance company is going to make me call the cops. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Your kid's 9. Man.
Yeah, he just wanted to discuss the damage to the car and get it fixed. That's all this guy wanted. Yeah. Now,
and your kid can't come to my house with a whip. What the fuck?
Don't fucking whip people's door. Why does this kid have first of all, it's like a riding crop? Why the fuck does this kid even own a riding crop in a neighborhood like this? He doesn't have a horse.
I don't want to whip in Alabama.
But your family was into horses. Your mom was always into horses.
Yeah, but
so I'm sure he has them hanging around.
Yeah, I'm guessing this kid's mom was into horses.
Yeah, maybe.
Looked a little like a dressage whip, so possibly.
Yes. No, it wasn't a bullwhip, and
And you had a bullwhip growing up.
I think it's more that kid fucking went to a house like. Again, how does the adult not just go yoink? No, send an adult when you want this back.
Like, and I get that this particular instance, there's a little back and forth because so what happened when the white kid, the little white kid tried to beat up on the little black girl, the little black girl's older brother stepped in and beat the white kid up. So there's a little bit of back and forth and a little bit of bad blood in his family. But again, everything I've seen seems to stem from the white family being shitty about something.
None of this sounds like it needed guns involved.
No,
not at any point, especially with how polite this father was being, even knowing the history in the family and saying, look, I just want
but again, this is the problem with who buys guns.
Yeah.
No, and I hope that the Nashes go forward and that they sue for the damages to the vehicle.
Yeah,
they've got evidence and everything, and I mean, I'd even take it to small claims court. Just fucking get it done, or just call your insurance company, show them the videos, let them handle it. They can do the suing.
File a claim against your own insurance.
Yeah, you can get this can be handled with them not having to be involved in it at all.
Yeah.
So
when that idiot deadhead backed into my car.
Yep.
I told USAA and so forth, and they had tried to contact him, and they couldn't contact him, and said, well, he's, following the Grateful Dead with his 13-year-old girlfriend. And USAA said, no problem at all. Tell us you want to file against your insurance. And so I said, yes, I'd like to file against my insurance. And they said, fine, you've got $500 deductible, so... we'll write you a check for $400 and we'll give you the $500 when we get it from Farmers. And they did.
Nice.
So.
No, but again, this is just another, this whole, white people being fucking shitty. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I don't care what color you are. You have a right to live and a right to, do everything that everybody else does. We're all fucking human beings. Well, some of us more so than others. But the point is that...
That's funny, because black people are more human than
Oh no, that's true. No, aggressively. If you look at the genetics of it, right? If you look at the genetics, white people like we
not the purest of genomes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
We basically fucked zoo animals like for funsies and made a bunch
We
of babies.
are farm animals. So anyway.
But the point is that this is another reason why we should just burn it all down and start again. Just fucking
I wonder if that's
burn it all
what
down.
the like bad shit replacement theory and various garbage like that is about. Some sort of basic biological fear that no, that's what happened last time, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They will get rid of us if we play that game again.
Yep. Oh, again.
Hey, they're quite right.
Sherman should have finished the job.
No, fuck them.
I
Don't fuck them. The internet. That's your job. That's your homework.
Yeah.
I'm just aggressively done with people who can't just be civil,
Yeah.
right? You can't be civil to people. Like, I'm not
What the fuck
asking
is
you
this? Yeah.
to go to your neighbor's barbecues, okay? I'm
I
asking
assure
you
you, they're not asking you either.
I'm asking you to behave like a
Basic fucking human.
normal, well socialized human fucking being. And even if you're bad at that, like just don't be a fucking dick.
No, they just model
End
the
of
behavior they
discussion.
babble
Just-
about,
just-
but that's
just
how you
don't
know
be a
that's
dick.
never what it was about.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's about being the busybody. It's about being in people's lives. No,
Absolutely.
my favorite
They're
example of these-
authoritarians.
Have you seen the movie The Mist? I think it's The Mist. Maybe The Fog. They
The
open a
Fog
portal
was
to a
in-
horrible place.
Yeah.
And the spiders and all kinds of horrible things. And there's this religious lady who just has a falling down moment. They're all stuck in a grocery store.
Okay.
And she, prophecies and babbledy. And basically, it takes her about 30 minutes before she cracks and decides, we need to sacrifice people to the spiders.
Ah.
Because obviously.
This is one where the fog is lethal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least has monsters in it. It's not. Nothing's
Okay.
good.
I just. Cool. Alrighty.
So. It's a good movie. You haven't seen it, you should. It's got a really cheery and uplifting
so
theme throughout.
I hope you enjoyed our Burn It Down Wednesday because this is just gonna be every Wednesday. I'm just gonna find news stories.
Sounds good. I love it.
And tell you why this is all fucked up. And,
It's Risen's about damn time to burn it all down.
Yeah, I like that actually. I like that better. It's about damn time.
Yeah, write it down. You're welcome to
I'm
it.
gonna it's about damn time to burn it all.
No, I like
Then I
the
can do
daily
it
happy
any
thing.
day. I
Yeah.
like that. Okay, hold on. Somebody talk while I write this down.
So,
Bats, waffles, 1, 7,
Squirrel.
9, 3,
Door.
11, 14,
gate,
Alice,
earth,
Marjorie.
corn,
You know what? You could be more interesting.
Oh no, but we're giving somebody fits.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, I know that I'm a slow writer and stuff, so when you guys just talk like that, it only emphasizes how slow and how long it takes for me to.
So,
I couldn't think of anything. I was going to do my normal, random list of animals, and I was like,
right.
we'll throw some numbers in
So
there.
don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes, which I'm sorry there haven't been a lot, but I had a bunch, and then it comes and goes. It comes and goes.
It's
But
the muse.
and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. Seriously, give us a fucking $1.
Imagine how much fun we would be with an
$1
airship.
fucking
Lots more pictures and videos. We'd probably crash into stuff. It'll be great.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw an airship flee the scene of a crime?
There you go.
You can
Not
find
saying
us.
you'll see this airship do that.
You can find us on YouTube as BoomerRexTonight. No, because we're gonna have Chameleon on it. You can never be able to see it. It'll be fun. Or check your favorite
Actually, it could
podcasting
be
service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. And hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight. BRexTonight for the Twitter. And don't forget, if you go to google.com and you put in BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, every link will still lead you to us because we are the one, the only BoomerRexTonight. Nobody has us.
So the airship is going to be decorated as a storm cloud,
Sure.
right? With lightning generators. They won't even know it's an airship.
The
Oh,
police are
we
gonna
can have
babble about
misting,
Tesla
a bunch of
coils.
dry ice, and
Yeah.
make just a cloud around us all the
Yeah,
time. Just a traveling thunderstorm. That's all
You're
we
like
are.
something out of Independence Day.
It'll be awesome. Only not that big.
Oh.
Give us money. All right. We love y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow night on Boomer Rex Tonight.
All right. Good night, all.